Hey guys, just recently I did a video showing you how to cut down the barrel on a shotgun. Well, today I'm going to show you how to install a front bead on a ventilated rib, and it's really quite simple, but I'll show you how to do it. And unfortunately there's not going to be any shooting in this video, but I promise in the very near future my son and I are going to put some rounds through this old Mossberg shotgun. I'm going to show you everything you're going to need to drill and tap your barrel. Now you'll notice I did that right here just for practice, so I highly recommend that you practice drilling and tapping one or two holes before you actually do it to your barrel. Now I'm going to use the section I cut off to show you how to do it, just because it's easier to move around and I'm not bumping into stuff, and it's a little easier to photograph, I think, or videotape. But I have the original bead I'm going to use. So the tools I'm going to need a small wrench to take my bead off and put it on the shotgun barrel. I'm going to need some blue Loctite, and I'm going to need a punch to start my drill, and of course I will need a small hammer for my punch. Okay, and I'm also going to use a drill press, and I have a drill press vise here which I'm going to use to hold my barrel when I drill and tap it. Okay, and I'm going to need a drill and tap. I got a nice set here from Brownells. I'm going to use a little bit of oil when I drill and tap. I have a tap wrench I'm going to use, and I have actually two taps I'm going to use, and a drill bit. Now the Mossberg uses a 540 thread, so I have a 540 tap and a number 29 drill bit. So I'm going to show you these taps, but I'm actually going to use bigger ones because they're a lot easier to see than these smaller ones. So let me move over here and I'll show you these taps and how to use them. Okay, again, I'm going to use this small tap, but like I said, it's just too hard to see what I'm doing. So let's use one of these bigger ones. Once I get a hole drilled and I start using my tap, you'll notice this tap here is tapered on the end, and that's so it makes it easy to put it in a hole and start twisting and cutting those threads. Okay, the problem is I'm going to hit the barrel before I can finish tapping my threads, so I can use this to get it started, and then I will switch over to this tap, which is flat and the threads come all the way almost to the end, and I can use this to finish up threading my barrel. Okay, so that's why I'm using two taps. Okay, so now I'm going to punch my vent because I want to drill my hole, and what I'm going to do is, again, when I actually do my barrel, I'm going to come in about 3/4 of an inch in from the edge of the barrel. On this one it really doesn't matter. Probably just going to put it right in here somewhere. But what I'm going to do is put this in my vise, and now you can use a micrometer and measure this across and then divide it by 2 and find the exact center, but me, I'm just going to eyeball this, and then I'm going to tap it with my hammer. It looks good right there. All right, that's where I'm going to start my drill, right there. Okay, I've got my vise set on my drill press, but before I actually start drilling, I want to make sure that rib is nice and flat. I don't want it cockeyed a little bit, because then my hole will be cockeyed. And that looks pretty good. All right, look at that. Looks very well centered. And all we have to do now is put a little oil on my tap. But you know what, before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this started as straight as I can, and then I'm going to turn it clockwise and then back it off a little bit, turn it some more clockwise, back it off, and just keep doing that back and forth until the tap goes all the way through the rib. So let's try it and see what happens. All right. And that looks pretty good right there. Again, just kind of back and forth. You can feel it cutting. There we go. Be sure and back it up. That's going to help clean out that hole a little bit while you're making those threads. I might get enough thread through this without having to use that other tap, so see what it looks like here. Alright, and it looks like that's as far as I can go. Yeah, that looks nice and straight. So let's take that out. And there you have it. Drilled and tapped. Okay, I'm ready to screw in my bead. Now, you can see that's pretty small. In fact, there's a dime right next to it. You don't want to drop this, because if you do, if I drop that on the floor, I will probably never find it. And it only has about 2 little threads on it, so you definitely do not want to over tighten it. And again, make sure you use Loctite. I'm not going to use Loctite on this because I'm going to take it out and put it on my shotgun barrel when I get done here. So I would want to clean this hole out real good with rubbing alcohol and get rid of all that oil. So anyways, if I just take that, make sure you get it started straight. Oop, don't you go nowhere. Let's try that again. My big fat fingers don't want to hang on to that too well. There we go. Just screw that in. And now if this was an expensive, nice shotgun, I would put tape on here just so I wouldn't scratch it with my wrench. But this is an old beat up shotgun, so just going to snug that down just a little bit. And again, like I said, make sure you use that Loctite. And there you have it. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, that turned out pretty good. Really a simple job, but just take your time, go slow, and make sure everything is straight and centered. And anyways, guys, thanks for watching my video, and we'll see you next time.